Yo, what is going on YouTube? I'm your host Biscuits, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very special video for you all. We're going to be counting down my top 5 picks for stanced vehicles in GTA Online. So for those of you who are not familiar, last summer of 2022, Rockstar released the Tuners DLC, and that released a handful of new cars in GTA Online that you are able to stance, which means it just drops the vehicle down just a little bit lower. Looks very good. In order to stance your vehicle on the interaction menu, now this only works with vehicles that are able to be stanced, so if your vehicle is able to be stanced, all you have to do is make sure it is spawned in. You will go down to vehicles, and we'll scroll all the way down to stance. You can see lowered or default, and you can select, and it'll make your vehicle lower. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this list. I went ahead and have ranked all 5 of these vehicles in order of their top speed. This again is my personal opinion of what my 5 favorite stanced vehicles are in GTA Online. So let's start this list off with number 5. We have the Dinka Kanjo SJ. So the Dinka Kanjo SJ has a top speed of 107 miles per hour. And as you can clearly see, it is based on a 90s Honda Civic. Now this vehicle is dropped all the way down. Suspension is as low as it could possibly go. However, we don't have it low enough. So let's go ahead and pull up that interaction menu. We'll go to vehicles. We're going to go down, and let's go ahead and stance this out to lowered. And there it goes. Now this thing is absolutely slammed. I mean, it's pretty much tucking half the wheel into the arch wheel wells. It's absolutely insane looking. But yeah, I mean, look how crazy that is. That's just absolutely slammed on the ground. Functionality of this, driving your vehicle like this is not the best. It doesn't really handle that great. It's pretty much just for looks. So you're not going to see really any performance gains by driving your car around stance like this. Crazy camber on this Honda Civic. Definitely a pretty fun vehicle to stance out in GTA Online. Let's go ahead and move on to number 4. And next car on our list for top stanced vehicles, in the number 4 spot we have the Emperor Vector. This vehicle is primarily based on a Lexus RCF in real life. As you can see, I got the mesh wheels on this baby. Nice orange paint and that cool livery on there. Now let's go ahead and stance this down and see how it looks. There we go. Absolutely dumped. Pretty crazy looking when it's this slammed to the ground. I mean, it almost is too slammed for my taste, but it's just cool that Rockstar made this an option that you are able to stance your vehicles like this. So the Emperor Vector has a top speed of 115 miles per hour, and it is arguably one of the best tuner cars for racing as far as handling goes. If you're into racing the tuner vehicles and you have a twisty, turny track with lots of turns, this is probably the best vehicle to use because the handling on this thing is phenomenal. So that is about it for the Emperor Vector. Let's go ahead and move on to number 3. The next vehicle on this list is going to be the Dominator ASP. This vehicle has a top speed of 119 miles per hour, and it is primarily based on a late 90s to early 2000s Mustang Cobra R. So you can see I got some wheels that seem very fitting for a late 90s vehicle. Let's go ahead and stance this down and see what it looks like. Alright, there it is lowered down. I think it looks absolutely perfect. It's an American muscle car, so excessive camber doesn't really fit very well for the build. I think this is perfectly dropped. Closes that wheel gap. It looks absolutely amazing. That is like the perfect ride height for a stanced vehicle. I just think this thing looks so good. Man, very, very, very sexy car. So that is about it for the Dominator ASP. Let's go ahead and move on to number 2. Alright, and next up for the top 5 stanced vehicles, we have the Jester RR. This vehicle is primarily based on the new Toyota Supra that was recently released. Toyota and BMW both came together and collabed on this project and came out with this. So the Jester RR has a top speed of 125 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and see how this vehicle looks with it stanced. So let's go ahead and stance it down. That is pretty much perfect. Tucking all the tire, and the top lip of the wheel is pretty much flush with the fender. I think this thing looks absolutely amazing when it is set like this. Definitely a very cool vehicle in GTA Online. And when it stands down like this is like the perfect ride height. This car just looks so good. So let's go ahead and move on to our number 1. Alright, and for the number 1 stance vehicle on this list is of course the Comet S2. Now this vehicle is obviously primarily based on a modern Porsche. This vehicle has a top speed of 129 miles per hour, making it the fastest vehicle top speed wise on this list. Now this vehicle is already just absolutely amazing looking. I think it looks so sexy. And I did go ahead and do a white paint job and white wheels to match. I think that just looks absolutely stunning with the white on white. Let's go ahead and see how it looks when it is stanced down. Okay, there it is stanced. That thing looks absolutely sick. I love that it is tucking the tread of the tire and pretty much makes the wheel flush with the fender, very similar to the Jester RR that we just saw. Yeah, this vehicle just looks absolutely amazing, especially with the build that I did with the white on white. Very, very clean car. If you don't have a Comet S2, I definitely would recommend picking one up. It is very fun to be able to cruise around in a high-end sports car that is able to be stanced. Alright guys, well there you have it, my top 5 picks for stanced vehicles in GTA Online. Hopefully you found this list helpful, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop a like. Also, go ahead and please comment down below what is your favorite vehicle from the Tuners DLC in GTA Online. What is your favorite vehicle that you can stance? If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content just like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay safe, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.